Hello, hello. Hi, beautiful people. Hi, beautiful humans. So very interesting. Very good day. I'm already very happy to say that I was able to do a session and give somebody really great news, which is my favorite thing to do as an astrologer. Hi, Adva. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Juan. Juan, I just emailed you back. So clearing the energy, and I'm just going to say out loud because there's been a lot of energy today. It's kind of all good. I don't feel the need to do like the protection end so much but let's just be making sure that we are completely focusing on my lovely air signs. So we are looking at Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius in this energy now, which is this beautiful Sagittarius full moon conjunct the vertex, which is a very fateful, it's a mathematical point, but it's a very fateful point in a transit chart. That the sun in Gemini, which is opposing the moon in Sag, is conjunct in an extremely gorgeous Jupiter-Venus conjunction at 29 degrees in a Venusian run sign in Taurus, which is then having a pleasant conversation with the Neptune in Pisces. And all of that is also having a pleasant conversation with Pluto in Aquarius simultaneously. And also the Neptune is having the I love you more conversation with the vertex in Scorpio in water signs. It's so beautiful. So you can call this late May. Thank you for all being patient. My back was out. I could not sit in this chair. And the lovely Venusian Nikki, who everybody loves, ruined my last really good seat cushion, which was not cheap, and I have not been able to replace it since. So sitting in this chair for hours and hours needs to be, my back needs to be okay. So you can call this late May if you want, but I really wanted to do the readings today purposely to harness the energy, because the energy is beautiful. And on top of it, because we are having so many conversations with that Pluto change in Aquarius, solutions for the greater good. So when we are looking at that, we have the possibility to do opportunity for radical self-acceptance and self-love this week. Because today we have this gorgeous, right, the full moon with the vertex and the Neptune talking to the Jupiter and Venus, both benefics, in a great big hug, like they want to skin each other and wear each other like a coat. Beautiful. But then in the next 2 days, and the sun is making the I love you more conversation with Pluto in Aquarius. But in the next 2 days, then Venus is going to come have the I love you more conversation. Make your moves, set your ball to spike in the next 2 days financially. So many of these readings today ended up being financial and positive and like getting unstuck from things, because that Pluto is going to move things and it's in retrograde. So it's time to like reevaluate things or restructure things. And it's going to find solutions and new solutions. Maybe solutions you went, nah, not my solution. And now it is your solution, right? Because time, because movement, because all of it. But if we practice that radical self-acceptance and self-love this week, what it's going to do with the change that materially comes along, because we're looking at Taurus, which is a material, pragmatic, in your hands, feel, touch kind of sign and energy. When you do that radical self-acceptance, when you recalibrate everything that tells you what you're worthy of, Venus, and you see the changes, it's going to retrain your brain. I'm advocating for everybody to take this week and practice self-love to the point where you stand in front of the full-length mirror And I'm sure there's a few humans that can do that and be like, yeah, I love doing that because that all looks good to me. If you're a human that doesn't look airbrushed in person, stand in your undies in front of the mirror and pick the thing that is hardest for you to like love about yourself, the thing you most want to change, and give it radical acceptance and love. We do that for other humans all the time in our lives, sometimes to our detriment. Do that this week. You have the chance to reframe your thinking. And when you change your relationship with yourself, all the other relationships in your life will change for the better. Period. Neuroscience, psychology, all of it. This is not just woo-woo, people. This is a week where all of the energies are so fucking supportive that you can make moves and reframe the way you think about yourself and what you're worthy of. And it has the chance to show up as opportunity and things that you can harness pragmatically in your hands, that it will empower you, Pluto, and you will be able to go back later and look at this time as being very fateful and very transitional and life-changing. All of this good energy this week is so beautiful because you can take it and make moves internally and in your brain where the door opens from the inside and use it to change how you experience things the rest of your life. We can't make all the stuff on the outside all hippy skippy and great all the time, right? But how we experience ourselves and the empowerment there's so much. And when Jupiter comes into that I love you more conversation with Pluto, it's going to be there for a while. It's a great week. Hi, James and Tanya and Lee and Stacy, and hi, Gemini Love, and hi, Dolly. And I know Juan and Shauna were here momentarily earlier, and Adva. I hope I'm just feeling all the beautiful energy, and I'm happy. Nothing in particular happened to me other than I got to give a really great reading to a client that I adore, and I'm spending my day with all of you, but I just genuinely feel the love. And I have been practicing with my stretch marks and all the other stuff. And I'm just going to pass because all of you air people, my thinkers, I want you to put the logic behind this. When the Botticelli era was, Venusian, Zodiac women who had a little extra cushion were the beauty ideal. It's because it was associated with wealth and that you had enough food to eat, that you could afford to put a few extra pounds on. That was considered desirable. It noted where you were in status and wealth in life, right? So that was social. It wasn't fair to the skinny people back then to feel less desirable because they didn't have enough money for food. That's terrible. But the social constructs that make us feel like we should look a certain, whether that was tiny skinny, whether that's curvy with an impossibly thin waist, like we're all walking around like Japanese anime characters, whatever it is, it's all social construct. So if you have a little extra on you, right, I want you to look in the mirror and be so grateful. That means that your body is insulating. Your body has taken you through crisis. Your body has been there and has been beautiful for you, and that you have choices maybe for food. Maybe you're a great cook. Maybe there's a great cook in your house. But there's something to be grateful and just loving that body exactly how it is. Look at your face. I'm practicing this week not hating my bottom teeth. Drive me crazy. I hate them. I often angle the camera so that it's not you know, I don't like my bottom teeth and I don't like my gummy smile. I could just spend an hour talking about how I don't like this area of my face at all. Uncomfortable with it. So this week, I'm practicing getting comfortable with it. And I'm encouraging everybody else to do, because you will rewire your brain for radical acceptance. And that, I just promised you, it's going to change everything. It is how you reap the long-lasting rewards out of it. Okay, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now let's get into the readings. Hi, Geminis. You're first. I ate a sandwich, so I was tardy. Shoved a sandwich in my mouth. But it was homemade bread and homemade mayonnaise, and it was delicious, and I don't regret it one bit. Hi, Jupiter Jazz. Hi, Shauna. Okay, so immediately I'm getting something for Gemini. I'm getting the Clash. Should I stay or should I go? I'm getting Wonderwall from Oasis. I don't even know I don't know the lyrics. I mean, when that song was popular, it was incessantly on the radio, but I think I blocked it out, so I don't know any of the lyrics. I don't even know what that kind of... I make like a cross, almost like a potato roll. When I make our bread, it's like a cross between like a plain sandwich bread and a brioche. Yeah, it's all stupid easy. Don't give me so much credit. Bread, mayonnaise, butter, cheese. It's all so much easier than you think it is. We think in our brain we need all like the factories and all the equipment. You don't. I don't know why Wonderwall. You're my Wonderwall. That's the only lyrics I know from that whole song, but I keep hearing that. And should I stay or should I go? The Clash is what I'm getting for Gemini. By the way, this is good for third house placement. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Yes, I drank another cup of coffee. Can you tell by how fast I'm talking? My Gemini Mercury is working and being quite succinct right now. I'm very proud of it. The hamster in the wheel is on point. All right, so I'm going to pull a couple of cards for like the subject matter of what your guides want my guides to like pass you a note and jam and talk to you about. And then we'll get into clarifications if for any reason, because like a lot of the other reasons we're so focused on like this big interchange, this opportunity for interchange. And a lot of it was focused on like money. Some of it was focused on justice. So then I would pull a separate like love reading for each sign. So each sign will get a romantic love reading regardless of how the main reading comes out. Butter's easy. I need a splash guard so badly because you get to a point where if you're not standing right there, I tried to do it and I thought I had it all rigged with some plastic wrap one day, and then the resistance isn't there when it's like butter, but then all the buttermilk is at the bottom of your mixer. My kitchen was very clean that day because buttermilk was on my refrigerator, I mean, you're going to make some mistakes, but after you learn it. And then there's like reducing red onion and balsamic vinegar until it's sweet and making a caramelized onion balsamic vinegar butter. I love alchemy. Whether it's this or cooking, I'm an alchemist at heart in my soul. Gemini, you have 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Love this for you. Geminis can kind of overthink the, you know, hence the should I stay or should I go? Too many decisions, too many opinions, too many, right? There's lots, and you're so good at multitasking. You are so good at the diversity of Gemini, of the, you know, it's not duplicity where somebody's being like two-faced or whatever. It is the ability of duality, which is brilliant, right? And so like we need Geminis. Most of the actors you love, a lot of them are Geminis. You know, have I had bad Gemini relationships? Yeah, that's not because all Geminis are bad. It's because my placements attract Gemini energy, but Gemini sun and I don't seem to, you know, it's the semi-sextile. Sometimes we don't do as well with the sun sign that's right on the other side of our sun sign. We would almost do better with a complete in, you know, an inconjunct than a semi-sextile. But I love Geminis and I love Gemini energy. Gemini moons. I have a child who's a Gemini moon. I have a child who's a Gemini rising. My friend, since I'm 5, it's her birthday today. Gemini. I mean, all right. So we have the Queen of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles. This is going to go 2 different ways. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, 3rd house placements. For some of you, this is such a way to start a Gemini reading because it's like there's one demographic of you that this is going to apply one way, and then the other way is going to be a completely different storyline with the same cards. So we have the Queen of Wands here. Now, Queen of Wands, if this is you, you are letting go of attachments that don't any longer serve you, and you're coming into like your power, your creativity, and you might be coming out of a quasi like depressive thing where like you let your brain trick you into sometimes when the Gemini brain is too active, and I have one of those, you can sell yourself your own story of something that happened without having all of the facts, and it can make us sad. And, you know, I tease all of the Gemini moons whom I love so much that, like, you cannot think your feelings, you have to feel your feelings, right? But the brain can be so active that it tells you, you know, that person doesn't like you, or this thing probably happened behind your back, or whatever. You could be coming out of a place. Also, you know, as we get into Gemini season, especially if you're a Gemini rising, if you're a late Taurus rising, that is the sun coming into the 1st house from the 12th house. It can feel like maybe coming out of a somewhat depressive mode. Not saying you're completely depressed, but things could have felt bleak, you know, grim. And so now we're feeling more in our power. We're feeling like this is good, right? With the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, you are letting go of attachments that absolutely hinder your abundance and your stability almost as a person, you know, in interpersonal relationship with your stability. As well as it can affect monetary things externally. That's some of you. That's a brilliant, it can make you use information as a weapon against yourself, replaying it over and over again. That was perfectly said. Yes. Which then can lead to depressed, angry, sad, whatever. I feel like whatever that was, that is on its way out. That is what we have. Now, I know if this is a major subject and all these readings have been going as they are, and you're the Gemini sun that is having the I love you more conversation with Aquarius, Pluto, and you are having that full moon in Sag, you are on the other side of that seesaw. You are conjunct the, right? Gemini is a major player in the chart right now. Well, this isn't going to be a little reading for you. None of the readings have been little. They've all been big. For the other ones of you who you are letting go, what you are letting go is somebody that overpowered you. Third party, karmic energy. Doesn't have to be female just because it's the Queen of Wands. It's somebody who, when they played to win, played dirty. You are finally letting this go. This feels like the monkey off the back. So we have the two storylines here. I'm going to try to keep up with this Gemini reading. I'm glad this is my last scheduled thing for the day. Gemini might take a minute, not going to lie. I feel like I'm almost going to be pulling two different readings. This person or energy is not new. This is somebody who may have convinced you, may have played on your ability to overthink, have anxiety, whatever the case may be for you. Brilliant, lovely Geminis. They played on that, and it's taken time to have you completely detached, because it feels like every time you thought you were going to like detach completely, and you've been ready. This person would come in somehow and brain surgery with a monkey wrench. And so the detachment, my throat feels like it's on fire. The detachment of this person, this energy, has been a long time coming. Last night, in a positive way, I was talking to my dear friend since I'm 10, and I was talking about how somebody once planted a seed, said this beautiful healing thing, and then I took the ball and ran with it. I didn't just keep depending on them to keep dealing me healings and make them responsible for that thing staying healed, if that makes any sense. This is kind of the opposite. This person knew, I hate to say this, the chinks in your armor. And they knew what they would take the ball and run with it. Or they might hand you remind you of an insecurity or give you a new one. And then your Gemini-ness kind of took the ball and ran with it. Now, less healed younger me used to do that with my Gemini brain instead of what I do now. This changes everything. So you are either letting go of things that don't serve you and coming into your power and coming out of what may have felt like, especially if you're Gemini rising, with all of the planets kind of leaving that 12th house, may feel like, I can breathe again. and feeling like that gives you like Stella got her groove back, gives you your mojo back, gives you your energy, your creativity, feeling good about yourself, all of that stuff. Let me move this before that's a problem. And for the others of you, this is getting rid of somebody who has just been planting the worst stuff in your head and about you, and you're ready to let go. And I feel like, I don't know if I'm talking to everyone. It's like, even when you haven't physically been with this person's been taking up space in your head. Deconstructing your confidence was like something they did well, sadly. And that's what happens when we find karmic relationships. Like, it feels easy. Like, why would you stay with that person, right? But like, that's not how easy that is. That's not how that works. Let's see what happens. Let's draw a card for what's coming next now that you are like back in your power. You are a healthy Queen of Wands. Okay, we have the High Priestess. You're going to start to trust. You're going to be strengthening your relationship with your guides, with your ability to have your, like, be your own inner pendulum. That's what I'm hearing. Let's pull another card for what comes next. Two of Wands, a passionate decision is going, you're going to, see, I love this. You're going to let go of what would have held you back and feel like you're in your power. And then a decision that you've been trying to make, you're going to trust yourself. And you're actually going to be able to make something that you've been like, I kind of know I want this, but maybe I do want that. Or maybe I, you know, and now you're actually going to be able to make, it's funny. There's like this little, I love this deck. This is thank you to Annika. You see the little cloud guy above the person with the Two of Wands. We have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Judgment card. These are all the cards coming in for the version, the one side of the twin reading. Hi, Venus energy. It's Venusian energy now. I like that. That's fancy. For the one side of the twin, Gemini, where this is the empowerment. This is, you know, here comes the sun. This is the brightness. This is the creativity. This is the power again. Judgment is past, present, future. And also living in the now, which is harder for mercurial signs. And Uranian signs, I feel like. This may have to do with work, but it's also about something working out. And again, this Eight of Pentacles, a lot for me, is like that flow. It's abundance. It's things working. It's like understanding how things working. It's getting into that flow. And with the High Priestess and the Judgment card kind of sandwiching, we have, these are big changes. These are big changes. Getting in flow is, and this energy, the Jupiter, Venus, is so about the opportunity to get into flow. Let's pull cards now for the other situation. If this is you getting away from somebody who was like karmic, that was like maybe a little in their own ego, in their own agenda. I hate using the word agenda, but I heard agenda. I tried to look for a different word. Went through the thesaurus in my brain. I was like, no, I said agenda. I said what I said and I meant what I meant. Okay. Six of Wands. Here's what I want to say. For my Geminis that have had somebody attached to their energy in a toxic way, that it feels like every time you're ready to really be rid of them, something in your mind plays out, or they say something, or there's just something. I just said this in the private session, but there are lyrics from a Julia Michaels song that I used to think was like, I used to sing it on my way to see this person, like it was a good thing because I was unhealed. But it's the song Issues, which is a great song, and she's amazing and is talented, and sadly so many people can relate to that, to those lyrics. But they're very toxic. Like, this is not a relationship you should want. But the song makes us like justify a toxic relationship with the lyrics, right? But the one set of lyrics is, got hands like an ocean, push you out, pull you back in. That is this. Not in a good way. Not that I think that can ever really be. The healthy, informed, healed version, older version of me knows that that's can't really be configured in a way that's healthy for us. This time you get away. I don't know how else to say that, and I feel like the people that I'm supposed to be speaking to, and I just again got that feeling like shooting down my body. Hey, Will, the people that I'm supposed to be talking to, that is enough said. You win. You're victorious. You get away this time. And what's going to happen is the old version of you would have made it publicly so, whether that's social media or telling people or whatever, just to piss them off. Push you away, pull you back in, right? This time, you're victorious. You win. You actually get away from them for good. And their toxic brain surgery with a monkey wrench. And the way that it's public is because everybody sees you healthier. Everybody sees you doing better. And all of a sudden the support to not let you fall back in to this. I even feel like these kind of people are so crafty, they can make the other people believe that they're so good for you, or they're like charming in the beginning and everybody's like, oh my God, I love them for you, or I love you two together. And I think at this point, especially after we went through that Neptune in retrograde, and we're going to have another one, when we had the Neptune in retrograde and everybody could just be in Pisces, where everybody was seen for exactly who the fuck they were instead of who they tried to pretend to be. And we're about to have another one. So if anyone's pretending in any way, masks are coming off. And I think that's what's going to happen here. You will not be like, I'm hearing the Queen song. Got mud on your face, big disgrace, waving your flag all over the place. Like, it's not that like F them, leaving cryptic lyrics on a social media. It's not any of that. All of a sudden, you're going to just be independent. People are going to notice who they really are and simultaneously see how much more healthy you are. Please let me know. I feel like I'm giving a personal reading to like 1 or 2 people. So if you're watching this, and thank you replay viewers, but if you're watching this, please leave me a comment. I feel like I'm in somebody's something. You keep seeing my shoulders go this way. Let's pull another card for, see, I knew it. This morning I moved the water signs and I thought I'm never gonna be able to get to water signs. I'm gonna be done. I'll be done for the day after 9 full readings and a, you know, in a personal session. Yeah, I knew it. I will have enough for Libra and Aquarius, but Gemini, it's a lot. Okay. The Tower in reverse. When you detach from this energy, I'm hearing Munchausen's. Jesus Christ. When this person came in your life, it was like they were going to save you. Whether they were saving you financially, whether they were saving you from yourself, whether they were like upgrading your life because they're so fucking great. They convinced you somehow that they were coming in and saving your ass, making your life better, all this other stuff. Sometimes they created situations or made you really feel bad about situations, or like over dramatized instead of being like, okay, so this is happening, we have solutions. Instead of that, they saved you from it. They encouraged things to be worse so they could save you from it and then play martyr. This may just be like 2 or 3 of you, but it's almost like they convince you that you were just an internal fuck up. And you were lucky that they were there to help you clean up your mess. And it might not be till now that you realize that your life had been a series of tower moments since you are with them. When you detach the give a shit. Because it's not like you don't know how to detach your emotions from this person. I don't even think it's that anymore. It's like being stuck in their energy. They're like an energy vampire. Even when you're completely done with it, you want to be done with them. Somehow they have attached like an alien, like a bottom feeder in your brain and your energy. This is so deep, man. When you stop caring what they did, how you let them do it, all of that stuff. The Tower in reverse. I don't always love the Tower in reverse. I don't mind the Tower. I don't always love it in reverse because trying to avoid something is never better than just letting it happen. I'm looking right at you. Gemini 3rd house placements, Mercury 2 degrees from your ascendant. If I'm talking to you, if you have none of those placements and this just feels like I am telling your life story, if it has been a series of like if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck. I almost feel like this person is like an energetic hitchhiker, like a dark passenger in another person's form. This is crazy and this is woo-woo. And I'm all about like, let me give you pragmatic stuff so that it's relatable. But I'm just going to go here because that's what I'm being told. My throat hurts saying these words. I call back all my power to me now from anyone using it with or without permission, and I release and reject any energy that isn't mine to carry or nor in my highest good. I feel like I'm in trouble for saying this shit out loud to you. And the room just spun. I just got really dizzy and the room just spun. This is some, I mean, I knew Gemini's reading was going to be like, you're playing such a big part in the astrology. This is your release day. You're going to go back and look at this time in your life as your release date. That just is what it is. Did you come because you could tell I was feeling off? Mr. Venus is here to comfort us all. Okay. I almost feel like for some of you, this person is a physical embodiment. Because you're Gemini, because it's like there's one of you and then there's one of you outside your body, if that makes any sense. This person is like a physical embodiment of an energy that you're meant to deal with in this lifetime and be finally done with. And I feel like this is the lifetime where you conquer all of that. I wish I could explain to you how much my throat is burning while I'm saying these words to you. And I may have lost some of you because you're like, this bitch is crazy. But I can promise you I'm supposed to say it. Possibly a little bit to my own detriment, but I'll deal with that later. When you release from this energy, you avoid another tower moment that was coming from your way just because you have this like dark passenger, energetic hitchhiker, fucking yuck, karmic shit. You know, like we all have like our own, like we have our own relationship with karma in each lifetime, and it's just stuff to work through. You know, unless you like, you know, hurt animals and children and people that were innocent. Like most of us just have regular karma. We're here to, for ourselves. It's very personal. It feels like this came in the physical embodiment of this person. Not just a karmic relationship. Okay, what happens? What else happens when we let this person go? You win. First of all, whatever I'm saying right now, please understand, you win. You do conquer this. You do walk away. You do avoid the other tower moment. It's not like, oh, if you don't do it, that you win. I promise you. You get away this time. Whatever, there's so much supportive, beautiful energy for you to feel good about yourself, to finally detach. Like whatever they say, this is so dumb, this is so stupid, and I'm a little annoyed that this is how they're giving it to me, but I'm rubber, you're glue, and everything you say, you know, bounces off of me and sticks to you. When they're normally going to do their like brain surgery with the monkey wrench, you're like, yeah, that does not work on me anymore. All right. What else is the good stuff coming for, I'm just going to do this reading. We have the Chariot for the first reading where like this is you just like coming out of like a little bit of a dark place and letting go of things that don't serve you, which opens up abundance. Here we have the Chariot. So, something that used to feel at a distance for you, and it could have been your mindset putting it at a distance, is coming towards you. Universe is letting it come in, and it's coming in with, I want to say like a vengeance. And it's coming in like no one else is going to be able to stop this that's coming for you. And it's healing, and it's nurturing, and it's positive. And that Queen of Wands can ride that. And again, this could be, this might play out slowly through July. unless I get a card for Virgo. This is playing out slowly. So far we have June and I think July. Queen of Wands. Six of Wands. Okay. So now we have the Chariot, we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the King of Cups. When you break free, or when you come out of the dark, whichever your storyline is, the emotional maturity will, I want to say, shock you. Something you've been waiting for a really long time, and I don't love waiting energy at all. It can hold us hostage. It can rob us from things if we get stuck in waiting energy. Holding space and waiting energy are different. Seven of Pentacles. In reverse, it's one of my, it's time. Chariot, King of Cups, it's time. This brings you, I'm going to do a separate love reading. But this brings you into a place of emotional maturity that you will not even, it'll be stuff that you'll be like, I could never be that blasé about something, or that, you're going to shock yourself with your ability to handle other things. And it's like grace instead of chaos is what I keep hearing. Gemini. And whatever wasn't external chaos, you shoved down to be internal chaos. That doesn't happen anymore. Emotional maturity. Almost that it's hard for you to have conversations with your friends because they are like, they're not going to be, this is, man, when you come out of this, you come out of this like a sage, like an oracle, like a very wise, abnormally wise, emotionally mature person. Teacher. Although almost no one will be able to do what you say to do because they can't get in that. Holy cow. That, my friends, is a gorgeous, gorgeous Ace of Cups. This is the I love you. This is the love that is sanctioned by universe. You are not manufacturing it. No one is giving it to you. Universe is giving it to you. It is pure. It is divinely guided. It's a gift. Whether you are letting go of the things that you let hold you back and you are standing in your power, or whether you are letting go of this person or energy. Dark Passenger. Man, you win. First of all, you win. While you're taking all of this in and overthinking all the different ways that you could possibly fuck this up, you win. I understand the Gemini brain. King of Cups, Chariot, Ace of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It's about damn time. All right, let's pull just like a 2-card love reading. For Gemini. Almost 45 minutes for Gemini. I knew it was gonna, because I have 2 totally different storylines here. Okay. There's somebody trying to decide about you. They're healing a broken heart. I don't think you think this person is even interested. And I don't think you're supposed to be aware of them until this clears out. Yeah. They're working on their self-esteem, and they're working on healing a broken heart. And it's not a broken heart that somebody else gave them that you have to worry about them being still like in love with this other person or still having feelings left over. They're in the middle of making a decision. What else can we get? You're not even supposed to be aware of this person yet, because, I mean, if you are, if the situation isn't in action in a tangible 3D way yet, King of Swords, it came out sideways. This person is truthful. They're good. They're a little bit more on the quiet side. They're not going to talk just to hear themselves talk. But right now, they're not going to say anything unless they can say it fully with their full chest in truth. Geminis, I fucking love you, but I am about to do my... I love this for you. But, like, I'm, like, happy to get rid of this dark passenger energy that I had to, like, sit with. If you saw me make that face like a million times. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Ace of Cups, Six of Wands, High Priestess, the Chariot, Judgment, which I love, the Tower, Major Arcana much? Again, the energy right now is like having the most supportive people you've ever experienced, all in the sky going, come on, let's make things happen. Let's make it as easy as possible for anybody that has a hard time with change to make the change. Holy cannoli. Ace of Cups. You could also be dealing with somebody that's at a distance, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. You could be dealing with somebody that's at a distance. But, like, universe just put their little, like, ching, fairy wand on that and gave you the Ace of Cups. So distance or whatever the other obstacles were. It's a good guess that the dark passenger was a lot of the obstacle, but you're done with that. And if you're not completely done with, you are. You will be soon. And, you know, you can ask. During this week, during this energy, you can ask. Like, give me every opportunity that I can use to be done with that person. Okay. I love you, Geminis. I love you. Now you love you. All right. And happy birthday to all the Geminis. Pulp Tarot, Libras. Given to me by a very lovely Libra moon. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, 7th house placements. If you have Venus within 2 degrees of your ascendant. Did I drink all of my... Let's see, Libras. Okay, well, that was quick. Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. Surprise, surprise. Libra has a decision to make. Libras, along with Geminis, air signs in general, sometimes, maybe not so much Aquarius, can be a little indecisive. All signs can be a little indecisive, but, you know, Libra's got a little rep for it. But universe is like, there's an opportunity. I'm going to be bold before I let any other cards out and say, Libra, it feels like this opportunity is good. It can be stable. Can be like whether it's a person and it turns into like, I want to say financial stability for both of you. Not because they have money and you need money, but because somebody's not going to drain your finances either. Like if you have just enough for you and your family, or you and your lifestyle, it's not like, oh great, they have tons of money, so now that makes us both lucrative. It's the fact that like you encourage each other, like you'll grow with each other, there'll be financial stability. It's not if it's a relationship. If it's a life change, job change, something like that, Libra moon, sun, rising, Venus, 7th house placements. 2 of Wands means like there's always like a globe, right? So like it's following the passion, and it's usually a big change. But universe is like, I got you. I'm going to give you this pentacle. You can take it and grow with it. You can water it. Ooh, hold on. Universe, spirits, and guides will call back all my power to me now from anyone using it with or without my permission. And I release and reject any energy that isn't meant for me, isn't mine to carry, or isn't in my highest good. Yeah, and that dark passenger energy can go fuck all the way off. Also, transmute any of that leftover shit into concise, succinct messages for Libra and Aquarius. I'm still dizzy. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Here's what you got. Libra. You have an Ace of Pentacles. Now you have an Ace of Wands to go with your 2 of Wands. Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Cups, and the Hierophant. So you have your Venusian cohort here, Taurus, showing up in this reading. Major Arcana. 2 Major Arcana in here. 2 Aces. That is a little bit of a more of a controlling, conventional Hierophant. It came out very much at the same time. These were together. I thought it was one card at first. Walking away from people who would try to control you. Authority figures that in the past maybe have tried to like shame you or give you some kind of like you get the cookie if you play what I tell you is the morally correct game so that everybody will think well of you, which is a trap sometimes Libra can fall into. So you're walking away from that. And what's so funny is like, look at him in his red robe and look at the red. I mean, these cards don't all look the same. They don't all line up by any means. There's very different illustrations. So I just think that that is crazy. You're for sure walking away from the Hierophant. Now, for some of you, you might be walking away from a Taurus. You might also be walking away from like the Venusian comfort that sometimes can have us in, I don't want to say gluttony, but have us in complacency. These two came out together. Ace of Wands and Wheel of Fortune. So it's like, you can have this, but you're going to have to do that. And this is going to make you unlikable. Very. You know, there's plenty of Libras like, I don't give a fuck, right? We say people pleasing. It's not so much people pleasing. It's like peace creating. External peace is like just easier to live in, right? Like that makes sense to all of us. We can understand. But sometimes it is your monkey and sometimes it is your circus. And I can't believe I'm getting this corny, but I'm going to double down on that analogy and say it's time to tell the ringmaster to go fuck all the way off. Whoever the ringmaster is to you seems really important all of a sudden. Universe is giving you something super passionate that can also be stable. You're going to have to decide, but it is going to be a big change, and this is part of the big change. It does bring in money, though. Who's the ringmaster in your life? Like, leave me a comment. I don't know what that means, but I kind of get what it means. I know what they're trying to get me to get you to think about, like, thought-provoking wise. All right. Let's get some clarification on the Ace of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Let's do that first. Seven of Cups. Somebody or something that made you an option now makes you the only choice. And also any kind of like fantasy or delusion that would have put fog in front of your clear thinking and your ability to make this decision popped. I feel the need to check something astrologically. Give me a moment, kids. Okay. I knew it was coming up. In July, I'm just trying to see what. July 2nd, Neptune goes retrograde again. I knew it was coming up. That has a lot to do with Gemini's reading too. I'll put that in the comments after this is all wrapped up, the live. It's also a very big deal for Gemini. If you are having a hard time making that decision by 4th of July, mid-July, there's also like a Mars aspect in mid-July. I'm going to encourage you to make the decision before the 20th of July, Geminis, whatever this decision is. And walking away from this won't be fun and it won't be easy. Libras, sorry, not Geminis. It was very poignant for Gemini's reading too. I knew that the Neptune was going to go in retrograde. I mentioned it. That is soon. It is less than 6 weeks. But for Libras, whatever it is that you have to make this decision for, that universe is trying to encourage you and give you the gifts of the passion and the stability. And when I saw this Mars and Scorpio, but the Seven of Cups in reverse. Whatever needs to be cleared up, and a Seven of Cups in reverse for me is very Neptune in retrograde. That clears the fog. Neptune in retrograde is when everything is so visible. No more fog. People can't hide. Didn't I just get done? I said that during Gemini, right? Like the mask will be completely off. And the thing about Libras is y'all can be psychic as hell, but like on a personal everyday level, people can kind of like will play both sides of them and put their masks heavily on for a Libra, because it feels good to be loved by a Libra. It feels good to have a Libra's affection and attention because they're Venusian run. Libras can see the beauty in people, and they will verbalize it, and they will be it's really, really nice. And so people sometimes want that because they need it, but they're not interested in being authentic to get it. They just want it. And so sometimes those people can kind of use or play off of a Libra's Venusian qualities that way, which is not right at all. This is one of those people. You will, the ringmaster, and you will walk away from them. I promise you, you will. But it's going to become easier. Do not so these readings, I said you can use them as late May if you want to assign them as late May readings, but this is really about this week and all the transformative energy. It'll be easier to make the decision. You can make the decision now. It'll be easier, like something will be very clear to you, which will just take any guilt or like, what if I make the wrong decision kind of off of Libra around 4th of July, maybe a little after. I really, really want to encourage you as an air sign to make it before we have the full moon in Aquarius that's going to be conjunct Pluto. Please, please make the decision before. We're going to pull a separate love reading for Libra too. What else comes in with the Wheel of Fortune and the Wands? And you will be like, you won't be like wishy-washy about it, because whatever is going to come in that clarity of the Seven of Cups in reverse. Also, there could be okay, this is just for a handful of you, but for some of you, you applied for a position or a job or something where the people had a lot of choices. They picked the wrong choice, and they're going to have to pick a new candidate, and that might be you, where you were just like one of a couple of choices. Now you are like the one that they actually want. King of Cups, just like Gemini's reading. Who else had King of Cups? Was it Capricorn? No, Capricorn had King of Pentacles. Who else had King of Cups and the Queen of Wands? Was it Taurus? Might have been Taurus. King of Cups is the third time it came up today, which doesn't surprise me with all this Venus energy. We don't need to be in Cancer season for King of Cups to show up. King of Cups is not coming with a bunch of bullshit. His cup is empty. His cup is transparent. This is emotional maturity. Not trying to love bomb you. Not trying to give you a stinky fish and a small compliment. The thing about the difference between the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups is not gender. Gender is a construct, and it doesn't really exist in tarot or astrology for that matter. But the difference between the king and the queen is mature, and she will nurture the shit out of you. The king has done his own internal work and is love. That is like when I say be love. So that king is his own emotional maturity. That makes sense. So like that is a person you're not going to have to fix. They done fixed themselves already by the time they got to you. So that could be either a boss that is not going to have like ego issues and this and that and the other thing. You can just actually work and be your wonderful, beautiful, artistic Libra creative self. Or this is a person. What else is... Your cards are flying nice. Fucking wands. We have 1, 2, 3. Either you are the King of Cups themselves. You are able to see clearly. You, the 7 of Cups in reverse, is about you not having any fog or indecision. And you are the King of Cups, which would be beautiful. I feel like the King of Cups is a little older. I feel an older energy, but and then the 3 of Wands is you deciding to pick one thing and leaving 2 behind. I feel like the 3 of Wands is tied to the 8 of Cups. Because in the 3 of Wands, we pick one thing, we leave 2 behind. We make sacrifices. All these readings are so big. I just want a clarification on that 3 of Wands. Because it feels like, again, was it Virgo's reading that I felt like there was a certain amount that I wasn't even supposed to know myself. Like I was being teased in the reading. Like, you don't need to know. Just know that this is the way that it's going to go and just be about the journey and not the destination. I feel like this 3 of Wands has a lot of enigma and mystery around it. And I can't be like, oh yeah, this is that and this goes with this. I do feel like the 8 of Cups and the Hierophant are very connected to the 3 of Wands here. Let's get one more. Let's get a clarification. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Okay. Well, that makes sense now, don't it? And the 3 of Cups on the bottom. 1 King of Cups, 2 Queens, 3 of Wands. I mean, Libras, do I have to say what this is? There's too many cooks in the kitchen. I think you're leaving the Hierophant and one of those people behind. For some of you, you will pick the Queen of Wands because there's a lot of wands, there's a lot of passion. Others of you will pick the Queen of Pentacles because you would rather be with this stability. But now that all makes sense. So, right? So here comes an older and more mature energy. There's 1 thing to pick and 2 to leave behind. 1 thing is being left behind is walking away from that Hierophant. I mean, that's its own thing. Then we have 2 here. And it feels very individual. I can't even say that the Pentacles is better than the Queen of Wands. I actually don't think either one of those is better than the other. It's funny because they're both kind of like 2 badass bitches, 2 badass bitches, 2 badass bitches be friends. Look at them. It is the definition of that song. Yo, the air signs got me like pulling out my hair tonight. This one looks like she could be like, come this way, I'll give you money. And the other one is like, I don't need to say any words. You're going to pick whichever one is good for you, but I kind of feel like the Wands. And again, these are not necessarily female people in your life. This is one direction is just stable, and the other direction can be fiery and alive and full of excitement, but maybe not as much stability. But the one thing you're walking away from is whoever the ringmaster is, whether that's your own mind and the control. Sorry, these two. I still think it's crazy. He's wearing a red robe, and here's the red robe. Feels more like you banish the Hierophant than you walk away. It feels like a declaration. And then we have this Three of Wands. All right, let's pull a love reading, because by July 2nd, all the choices will feel clearer. When that Neptune, man, I can baddie bitch with a baddie friend. That's what those two queens look like. I can almost muster a little sympathy for the people walking around with their masks on and faking and being inauthentic. But, yo, jig is up when that Neptune goes retrograde. And then Pluto's going retrograde. And at some point, that Neptune and that Pluto are going to be in a sextile. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, masks off. Yo, are you all ready for summer and then a full moon conjunct? That's why I am saying, while this energy is here this week, harness it, get everything out of it you can, make it a life change, because it is going to be how you're going to deal. I would like to sit here and tell you 2024, the rest of 2024 and 2025 are never going to feel anything like what April feels like or what felt like. I would be lying. But what we do get is all these juicy, beautiful, pragmatic things that we can really, really, really harness and use to, what did I say before? Like, you're going to feel less helpless, and it's going to just equip you to deal better from internally with the things that happen externally that we can't help. The Hierophant can be seen. Right. Well, it is a religious leader in this card. It's just not, it's one of control. I mean, I could wax philosophical if we want to have that conversation, but like, there's a difference between spiritual people and organized religion that is for control and is only interested on granting the unconditional love of whatever that religion is if you follow strictly the rules. It depends on the illustration on the card. It depends on the other card. Yeah, that was very clearly a religious figure. Didn't make them good. That was a controlling religious figure. Also, like, I have to call him how I see him and feel him. But, like, the Hierophant in the Light Seers deck is beautiful. Okay. Let's pull a little, nice little, let's pull a little love reading for Libra real quick, and then we'll get on to Aquarius. I was going to try to go. TikTok is the ugly redheaded stepchild that I keep going, I'll go live tonight. Because, like, you all are my priority, and I should be going on TikTok. Let's be honest, it's a much bigger audience. It would probably be good for me. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm always like, maybe I just want to sit in the bathtub. Also today, I have spiritual... If I can't do water signs, I probably should not go on. Okay. Love reading for Libra. Wheel of Fortune comes out first. So there's a closing of a chapter. King of Pentacles. Somebody wants to come in steady. They want to be your last. They're reliable. But there's a chapter to close. I think that's your chapter. Okay. Nine of Cups. This is a wish fulfillment relationship, but also this, if we're looking at just relationship, we have Wheel of Fortune, and this is the Wheel of Fortune that has like has death card vibes to it. So this is really about closure on a chapter. I always say like the Wheel of Fortune is the closing of a chapter, where the World card is closing of a book. This person's self-confident, like self-autonomous, steady, maybe a little bit of ego, but if they have a little bit of ego death, they'll be okay. Okay. It's the Emperor. So we have the Emperor. So yeah, a little bit of ego maybe, which is a good thing. Like this is a person who feels like they have everything they should need to have. They still have some processing. They do have a little bit of an ego death. For some reason, this just came out of the woodwork. Like somehow there was quietness, and now maybe there's not quietness, and then there'll be quietness again. Ace of Wands, lots and lots of passion. Universe, Ace of Cups, the World, and the Knight of Swords. This person cannot shut up. And another thing, let me tell you, it's like they're trying to sell themselves like a Ginsu knife set. But wait, there's more. Listen, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands are here. So like universe is not mad at this, but this person has to finish processing their shit and have their little bit of ego death. Because other than that, they're like a stable, great, lovely person. And they're so enthusiastic about you. Like I think it's kind of cute, Libra. And this could go either way. You could be a female listening to this. You could be a frog listening to this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the other person's gender or anything else is or anything. A chapter just closed, and I almost feel like you got to finish reading the book. The World card came out, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, no. So like, great. It is like the chapter closed and they jumped on this, like the Knight of Swords. And they're like, but wait, look how great I am. And I'm stable and I have money and you'll be financially sound and I'll be financially sound. It'll all be great. Now the universe has given like their little, you know, fairy wand ching blessing to this. It's great, but they're still processing feelings. But oh my God, they're like, and one more. Oh wait, there's more. Why does this make me laugh so much? Because I don't mean to be laughing at the poor soul that needs the ego death, but why is this funny? They won't shut up. So it's like you closed a chapter and they were like, did I hear that chapter close? Are they ready for me? Are they ready for me? But no, you need to do like either they need to like, there's going to be another and then you'll start together. That's when it syncs up. I don't even know if I'm making sense. It has to like sync. Like they're ready before you're ready, but they're not really ready. They think they're ready. They need processing. But how crazy is that? I'm like, oh, I always see the Wheel of Fortune as like closing of the chapter, but then the world is like closing the whole book. Okay. You're welcome. Go to gym class for all of us, Adva. So when you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, can you just be like, Spirit, if it's your highest good, can you give some of this exercise results to Susie? I'm just teasing. Enjoy. That is excellent for your Aries rising and your Aries Mars final dispositor. Gym class is excellent for you. I'm super stoked for you for that. Yo, your love reading is like, it's there. I mean, we love a King of Pentacles in a love reading. It's good. That's all good. We have I don't know. I can't tell if this card makes me want to say self-confidence and not as much self-love. There's some processing there. There's some abandonment issues. I swear it's so. It's like you finished a chapter and closed the book for a minute and you're like, is the book closed? Are we ready now? Adva. Libra, I am not mad at that reading for you. Not even a little bit. But it cracked me up. If anybody knows why that made me laugh, please leave me a question. Like, if like the person that you're dealing with sounds like that person, and you're like, I know why you were laughing, because they're just like, oh my God. I keep getting it like a Ginsu knife commercial. Or like, okay, you guys are probably younger than me. Maybe you are. Maybe you know the Ginsu reference. But like when they, the sham wows. But wait, there's more. Like Joey with the orange juice. With the now I can drink milk whenever. It wasn't orange juice. It was milk with the thing that goes in the carton. Now I can have milk whenever I want. I don't know why that whole reading became very, very funny. Somebody will tell me why I'm seeing Joey from Friends or any of the other stuff. Okay, are we ready for Aquarius? Or have you all like, this chick is crazy and you were gone? Sorry. Today is fun day. I'm in a generally very good mood, though. I feel like it's really reflective of the astrological energy. Why do I feel like one of those cards is in here? It's not. Okay. Stranger things for Aquarius. I am now very clearly a mess. I look like a mad professor, but thank God you're Aquarius and you don't care. Probably like it a little messier. I think Aquarius likes a little bedhead. Okay. Aquarius. Especially truths for Aquarius. Being able to see people for who they are. The full moon. There's just a lot of beautiful things happening for Aquarius energy. I've been reading so long, the do not disturb I put on my phone early this afternoon is back off. So if we get interrupted by something. I'll try TikTok tomorrow. I also have to schedule. Oh, by the way, if you weren't here earlier this afternoon, if you are a member, thank you for being so kind and so patient when my back was out all of month of May. So you all are getting presents in your email, and I'm going to just schedule members only live streams, whichever one you can catch. We'll be pulling up your chart, and you can ask me whatever you want to ask me. since obviously the new and the full moon have gone. There's no way anybody who does membership and has Astro or Nerds and does the Zooms know that there's like 3 Zooms and they're each like 2-3 hours long. There was no way I was going to be able to sit in this chair like that with the back out. So you're getting a present, and now this weekend. Four of Swords in reverse. It's time. Woo! Itchy, itchy nose. It's time to what? Is it time to fight, Aquarius? Maybe fight. Aquarius won't fight. They'll just be like, see ya. Maybe it's time for you to fight or have words or tell somebody something. I don't know. But Four Swords in reverse is one of my It's Time cards. Pop quiz. What are my It's Time cards? 4 of them. Okay, and we have the Page of Pentacles, but it's in reverse. Aquarians, 11th house placements. Oh. You're all for like moving forward, especially important for you, obviously, Aquarius, that you see like humanity moving forward. You feel touched, moved. Other people may think that you're not as emotional sometimes, but you're always very like touched, moved when you see things can happen. But for yourself, you may have been experiencing breaking free from a settling energy. It's like we're no longer accepting promises of stability. We're no longer accepting like promises of, I promise I'll get your money to you. I promise you this won't fuck up your finances. It's time. All of the spiritual rest you've done to integrate the lessons, to like make the decisions. Because Aquarius isn't about that confrontational life either. Yep, 7 of Pentacles in. That is one of my It's Time. Let me show you the Page of Scoops. She's freaking hilarious. We love her. Now, the thing about her in the show is that she's sassy as hell. Like, she's got a smart-ass mouth. She's possibly smarter than most of the adults. And she's like a little old woman dipped in new skin. Like she's very seasoned and she's very like unshakable, right? So it is like that little bit of stability that can turn into anything because the possibilities are endless because she herself is just an unfolding amount of information and she's like unshakable, like a pentacle should be, right? So when we have this in reverse, it feels like the people who are coming, who have been in your life, are pretending to be that smart. Or maybe sometimes they think they're that smart. I think we can all think of somebody that thinks of themselves as very smart, maybe has even possibly called themselves a stable genius, but everything out of their mouth is word salad. And they're a grifter, if ever there was one. This is not necessarily that nefarious. These people either are in their ego at the time, but I feel like the lack of flux, wherever you're at, it's less stable than it should be. It's less stable than all your hard work should have brought you. And it's because of possibly either in relationships or otherwise, or business wise, or advice wise, you have leaned into somebody else's way of doing things, advice, linked up with them financially, possibly. Feels financial. A lot of these readings come back to finances. You're no longer accepting this. It's time. Like anything that you had to learn, anything that you were like resting from, it also feels like you were trying to be supportive, and there was also like an anti-conflict kind of thing here. I don't know what that is with this reading. I don't know if the person that you were involved with that maybe got you into these situations where you're like, we no longer accept that kind of energy. Talk with their hands a lot, or like a little bit of like a, I don't, it's almost like they were trying to convince themselves. There's bruised ego's machismo. Man, these last couple of readings feel so channeled that I feel like I'm giving you guys word salad because like it's all these like extra, I don't know if that makes sense to anyone. I'm just getting like extra words. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. There is no, this is an Ace of Cups. Ooh. What else do we get in the complete transition of this High Priestess? High Priestess, Ace of Cups. Like, if any energy says, like, we're not doing that anymore, we have two inanimate objects and two people. Both of them, okay, female, but I'm focused more on both of them being very powerful while still being children. Aquarius, I'm going to tell you that whatever inner child work you've been doing the last year to 6 months, it all just kind of like shows up now. Four of Swords is the sword of Eccles, is under the person that's sleeping. It is spiritual rest. It is integrating before you go on to the next part of your journey. Integration is important here. Whatever work you've done on yourself, especially the inner child healing, it shows up now integrated. It's time. And one of the reasons that I advocate for inner child healing is that we heal at a cellular level. And that time is really fluid. So all kind of timelines exist now, right? So if you do the inner childhood healing, it makes the difference even in neuroscience in our brains. Because you did the work to heal your inner child. It's making an effect on this person now. Whatever happened here with this in reverse that you're no longer accepting, and it's time. This is about boundaries, Aquarius. And I think your old set of boundaries may be to be like, I'm just not going to deal with it. But now your boundaries are a little bit more, it doesn't feel as scary to execute them. This is bringing in the Ace of Cups from Universe. I'm wondering if that's a form of self-love right now. What else comes out of this no longer accepting and integrating? I hope that makes sense to everybody. Like quantum physics wise, molecular childhood healing, the neuroscience of the brain, healing the body keeps a score. All of that creates a healed, new, improved you. And it's like you're getting to take that person out for a spin right now. But it doesn't feel like you have to like fight. What was the first thing I said? My nose was itchy and I said, are we ready to fight? But it's effortless fighting. That makes sense. Not the kind of fighting that makes you go into fight or flight in your stomach. I want to say it was Virgo's reading or somebody else's reading. I was bringing up how like I would debate anybody and I would win. And that's such a cocky thing to say. But I worked really, really hard on getting there, right? And I just wouldn't try to be in a fight I knew I couldn't win. There's that too, you know? But I got to a point now where I'm like, okay, I'm wrong and you're right. Have a great day. Could care less about whether I can prove you right. I know I can prove you wrong. And if we wanted to have a verbal spar, I will send flowers for your funeral. Like, as my friend Kai used to say, I will beat you now and pray for your healing later. Like, if you won't start one, won't be none. Like, all of that. That was the life I lived while being a very empathetic, sweet, overly giving person, right? It was not real balance in my head. It was balance. This is not that. The way you are fighting is like, okay, be gone. You have no power here. Instead of feeling like you have to do the whole like, it is the like, okay, I'm right, you're wrong. Bye, have a great day. I am so glad I spent that period of time between 2016, most notably, before that. But then really, I took it out for a spin between 2015 and 21. And then I got quiet again. Because then when things happened in 21 and 22, that would have, my God, sucked all of my energy, probably done a number on me mentally, emotionally, and every other way. I would have went under the covers and not wanted, I would have gone into my old reactions, which was like a depressive state of this isn't happening, out of fear. And instead, I was like, okay, you're right and I'm wrong. Have a lovely life. I have stuff going on now that kind of reflects that. I'm like, okay, all that stuff, whatever you need to say to make yourself feel better. If that makes you happy, then I encourage you to do whatever that needs to make you happy. It actually has zero to do with me. You can make it want to be about me, but it really is not, right? And so I have no wish to be anybody's karma. That sounds like a lot of work that I didn't sign up for in this lifetime. Why would I do that? right? So like there's that for you, Aquarius. And because there's not this pushing away energy, there's not, this is really interesting. There's not a pushing away. There's not a tough energy. There's not like a, these are my boundaries, damn it. It's just like, oh, these are my boundaries. If that doesn't work for you, I completely understand. And trusting yourself, it brings in this Ace of Cups. I love you and your Libra together, as you well know. You're one of my favorite stories, actually. I wonder if you ever like emailed the person that told you that it was the other one. And been like, by the way. See, that's when it makes me happy to be right now, not to prove somebody else wrong, but to be like, oh my God, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, and like, congratulations, because it's great. Not for me, for other people. See, that's the kind of energy you've moved into. Aquarius, this is good. What else is, are you trying to tell me my reading is done? This is all everybody needs to know for Aquarius? You all watching this, right? I almost want to put clear nail polish on the, this is all like paper. It's really cool, but it's unfinished cards where like this has like a, hear that? This doesn't have that. I almost want to put like clear polish all over these so that they flip better. I'm about to split the deck to get the rest of this reading. I mean, I would assume you didn't get any more readings or whatever. Oh, that was a report. That's right. That wasn't a person. That was a report. And that is my commercial for why love reports don't, because they're only just talking about individual ingredients, not a full recipe, and they don't take everything into okay. 10 of Wands. You were absolutely done and putting down a burden that you picked up out of love, out of passion, out of advocacy, out of defending somebody, and it's not yours to carry anymore. It might have taken you a little bit while to see, like, I cannot help them anymore. I cannot. This is whoever you tied your wagon to. That's what I just heard. That's done. And Aquarius, here's the Hermit. Now, this Hermit is not hidden away anywhere. This Hermit is going into, you might be experiencing Aquarius, especially with all these aspects. When that Pluto and the Neptune are in retrograde and talking to each other in a sextile, you might have stuff come up. Psychic abilities, all of that stuff. Might be psychic abilities. I think for some of you, you're almost going to be able to see all the way back into past life. I love these cards so much. They give a whole other layer and flavor. She's in a deprivation tank. It is salt water, and she's floating in it. And it lets her see back into things and also forward into things. The minute you're done with this, the minute you put down the burden that isn't yours to carry, High Priestess, and then here it is, the same, that's L, in the deprivation tank, pulling up, doing incredible psychic work with the I love you. the boundaries. It's almost like you're too good and you're too sweet and you're too giving and you're too trusting, even though you're kind of a little bit of a tough cookie. But deep down, once you have any kind of care or concern for somebody, you tend to overgive. And it's like people would have used you for your gifts. Had you not been done with this, had you not created the boundaries. I need more cards. But now you are who you are, and universe is like, I think you're about to get all your gifts blown open, Aquarius. Not that you didn't already have them. It's kind of a big deal. All the readings have been a big deal. All right, I'm going to pull cards about the Ace of Cups because I'm really interested in that. And then I want to pull cards about what I'm getting about your psychic abilities. Yeah, because you feel safe enough to become soft and squishy. That's a big deal. When any kind of partner can get another partner that's had to have armor on their whole life, and you can get us to be soft and squishy and feel comfortable. Okay. 5 of Swords, you already have everything you have to win. If Aquarius, if you, out of your logic, incredibly brilliant brain, or somebody else has talked you out of your gifts or told you you're doing it wrong, no, you've already had what you needed to win. No, there's conflicts are just your energy now. Oof. It's like you're not worried or fearful about conflicts or how to deal with people or how to execute boundaries anymore. And therefore, the anticipation around that energy does not then attract more of that kind of situation that would make you more fear. And so it's like there's less conflict around you. And when there is conflict, you're really clear on what's yours to deal with and what's not yours without guilt. I kind of feel like there's somebody you walk away from and there's somebody new, and I feel like I'm not getting information. That's not for everybody. That's for a very small handful. For a lot of you, this Ace of Cups is just for you. It's just universal love. It's for you to love yourself. But I keep getting for a handful of you, universe inconveniently brings you this Ace of Cups before you're completely detached from somebody else. You're emotionally detached, but it is possible, and we're circling all the way back to Aries, how we started, where there's possible financial detachment, and you're like, I'm not going down the rabbit hole anymore. I'm not support, because the first thing I kept getting was like an Aquarius that may have like, now that your stuff is tied together, they created debt or something, and now like you have that debt too. Now we have a second ace. Ace of Swords. Information is going to come in. An epiphany is going to happen. You're going to have your third eye blown open. Clear cognizant, and you're not going to distrust it. Let's get clarification on that Ace of Cups. Now cards are flying. You have 3 fucking aces, Aquarius. I cannot tell you the new starts. I'm telling you, Capricorn, Pluto's going to dip back into Capricorn, and then on November 18th, it's going to go back into Aquarius and stay in Aquarius. The shit you are going to understand, see, and know when that July 2nd, Neptune goes into retrograde, and it is speaking to the Pluto. All masks off. All this is really important for all the air signs. You have 3 aces. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. The universe is just like, here you go, here you go, here you go. I think that the Ace of Swords is tied to the psychic gifts. Every time I go to clarify the Ace of Cups, I get another ace. Like, they'll know. Don't worry about it, Susie. They'll know. All right, let's just... I feel like I'm in Vegas right now. I mean, are we going for a hard 8? Am I going to get the last ace? I would like to clarify the Ace of Cups, please. I don't think I've ever had anything like this happen ever. I've never had one card, like a court card or an ace. The Chariot. It's not travel, because the Chariot is a major arcana. Just like Gemini, I have 2 things here. For some of you, whoever this partner is, that's clearly, you put down something or someone. Could have been your own stuff. It could have been an actual person. These 3 aces clarified by the Chariot is universe is moving you. And you're supposed to give in to it, because that's what the Chariot is about. Could be moving in. Could be blending families. You also could be temporarily living someplace not close to home. To get kind of uncomfortable in this new I'm comfortable with anything place, because you've done so much work. Now, for the people that I said are tied to somebody financially and you're leaving one situation, this person is at a distance. But you have all the stability and there's such a deep, 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 deep connection. Is this person even in Aquarius's world yet? I don't know. I think they see you and you don't see them. Again, I have 2 completely different things going here. Oh my God, you're moving overseas this year. Some of you, yeah, some of you I see like, and because it's this card, I feel like some of you are moving from like a more rural area, and some of you are moving to someplace super rural, if that makes any sense. But there's so many new starts, aces all over the place. Wheel of Fortune. There's the money. Yeah. This came out in reverse. 5 of Wands. The inner conflict is, I am telling you, the inner conflict you used to feel around things, now just feel like, oh, that's easy. I can deal with that. it changes everything. I've been saying for days and days, when you change your relationship with yourself, it changes everything else for the better. This week is so important to harness. Aquarius, you might have my favorite reading of all day. If you are tied financially to somebody, something else is going to come through and allow you to detach. And there's love coming in. And if love comes in before you can financially detach, trust me, something's going to come in. Universe doesn't come in and say, sanctioned, so ordained, blessed and ordered for your life without providing. I feel like you're going to get a vision. I feel like you're going to get a vision, Aquarius. And you're going to be like, this shit feels crazy, but I just saw it as clear. Like a precog. Oh, I have chills when I said that. Today was such a great day to pick to do readings. I am not mad at myself. This is why we should trust ourselves. I'm like, Susie, do you want to be crazy and try to do all 12? I ended up doing 9 because like I would be of no use to water signs at this point in the day. But I had to trust myself, right? Because logically, for somebody that's like struggling because the back and everything else, and whenever one thing happens because of the freaking post-COVID, then, you know, everything else kind of gets attacked. But I was like, no, I'm going to be fine. I'm sure I'll be fine. And this was amazing. These readings were crazy today. Crazy. Crazy good. 3 aces, Aquarius. High Priestess, the Chariot. 2 5s. That matters. By the way, while I'm talking about all of this, and some people are like, we don't know what that means, Susie. Just tell us what it means. I heard loud and clear the request on Sunday, so I've been working on it, and the goal is to have it done maybe a little bit before my birthday or by my birthday, which is next month, end of next month. I am working on the exact curriculum for a tarot class, which I really want to focus around you building relationship with your guides enough so that you can channel around, like know the basics, know the rules, and then know how to break them through your own, developing your own gifts and your own relationship and interpretations. Because that's how it should be. Let's pull 2 love cards. All right, let's pull one for... That's what I feel like doing. Okay. This first, before I turn it over, it's like this. Before I turn it over, this love card is going to be for the group of people who are already in a relationship and that self-love was about them, and just Ace is universe giving them opportunities. So for the relationship they're already in, deja vu. What the fuck did I say? I said you are going to almost pull up past life stuff. I feel this in such a beautiful way. There is a deja vu, a connection with this, whatever the person you're with, and your psychic abilities are going to be blown open. You have trust in yourself. You don't feel like as fearful of any, and sometimes being fearful of conflict, you're like, well, who the hell wants to be excited about conflict? That's a psychopath, right? But like, there's something about having a mindset and the anticipation about being fearful of what the conflict will look like that sometimes holds us back in other places in life. I have a reputation among my friends for putting out. I don't like to see people fight. I had 3 older brothers that physically fought in front of me, watched dolls' heads go flying across when I try to interrupt. I mean, they were like 10, 9, and 8 years older than me, so I was very little. It made a big impact on me. I also went, I'm not trying to say I grew up in the Bronx and it was super rough, but my high school was like, I watched people get beat bloody on the way home from school more times than I could count. Was not the roughest, so I'm not putting that there, but it got rough. I've seen things in life, right? So like, I hate all that. And I have broken up fights like you would not believe, even with strangers. I don't like to see that, but I'm also not afraid of conflict. And that is, I'm by no means like glorifying where I'm at with that. I'm just saying like, that is a balance I have finally struck. I struck it in like my 2030s. Really in my 40s. That balance somehow does something with your psychic abilities. Because you're no longer afraid of conflict, you're also like subconsciously on a soul level not afraid of what you'll find if you deep dive into like what you can see psychically. Some of you are going to be able to read Akashic records. Let's draw a card for the people that are leaving one situation, if you haven't already. And that Ace of Cups is somebody that knows you exist and you might not know they exist yet. You might just only feel them energetically. Let's get a card for those people. Dream come true. The other card that like it flew half out, I wish I could show you, it was like sitting like this on the table, is codependency in reverse. So if you were in a codependent relationship before, either the relationship you're in now or the relationship you'll go into, it breaks you free of any of those codependency habits, like over caretaking. You might have not been the dependent one. You might have been a caretaker to somebody else. That's a beautiful, beautiful reading. You guys might have my favorite reading all day. Thank you if you're in membership. Again, look in your inboxes, and I will have several live streams throughout the weekend and the week. And then before you know it, you'll get the sheet for June. I hope you all do the radical acceptance, self-love work this week and watch how it moves things in your life, and then let that Pluto Jupiter show you how it can be brought in and empower you. It's a magical week. It's a magical day. It was a magical last night. I love you. Now you love you. You know, if you want to book a reading or join membership or any of that, there's an Etsy store. It's all the links. And I will see you all soon. I'll be here tomorrow for water signs. Bye, everybody. Happy full moon.